Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, South Africa and the world. This is your big brother, RaseteloSir, again coming back to give you an update with the visit of the President of the Republic of South Africa and his delegations to the United States of America. Yeah, things are happening, eh? Things are happening. Yeah, I can't give you everything that have been discussed there because it's not all that I've seen, that I've heard. But just now, here and there, just a snippet of what took place there. We have seen in the beginning, I gave you videos of the arrival of the president. I mean, he was given that dignified reception. That much I was happy with it. As every president that visits the United States or the White House or the Washington is given. And he was given that kind of a dignified reception. And I'm happy with it because the respect was there. If you have seen my previous videos again, where I am actually talking about this kind of visit, you would have noticed that I have raised some concerns and worries about the cameras. If this meeting is going to be in an open oval meeting where the president will allow the cameras to be there, because Donald Trump loves the spotlight. Donald Trump loves the cameras. Donald Trump likes to play um, and ambush people and play on their knowledge, and stuff like that. That's what he does. Just want to be seen as that person that is knowledgeable, that person that can say whatever he wants to say when he wants to say it. And that's what I was worried about. Because you'll remember, even with the president of Ukraine, he was even questioned about the dress if he does not own a suit. But he never did the same with the guys that gave him the plane from, is it Qatari or Qatari, something like that. Those guys, he was just wearing his robe and some sandals on, but he was never questioned if he does not own a suit. Why? Because he was donating. I mean, Donald Trump admitted that that guy donated the plane, and they donated 5.1 trillion in investment in his country. So you just have to see that he knows where his bread is buttered, because the guys from Ukraine, he is sponsoring them, then he can just talk to them anyhow. But I'm digressing here. I'm actually talking about things that I was not about to talk about. I wanted to talk about the issue that is happening in that meeting, or what transpired in that meeting with Donald Trump and the President of the United States. We have seen John Rupert was part of that meeting, and also who is a golfer, he was part of that meeting. And other people were there as well, including Elon Musk and some other people that that were allowed to be part of that meeting. But we have seen, I was worried a lot about John Rupert being in that meeting. But, I've just seen somewhere where they're saying that John Rupert is actually the one who actually made the meeting to happen. But anyway, um, Donald Trump did what I was expecting that he's going to do, to ambush President Ramaphosa. He did. And he played several videos of Julius Malema of the EFF, who is considered as a CIC, Chief in Command of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party, where he's been singing that struggle song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer. We know the history in that song, that it has been in court, and we know what the judgment in court were. And based on that, Donald Trump asked Ramaphosa, why is Julius Malema not arrested for inciting that the Boers must be killed? You know. And, the one thing that I liked coming out of that video is when Johan Rupert responded to President Donald Trump, and he said, the crime in South Africa is across the board. And he said, John Steenhuisen, where his party is ruling, is in the Western Cape, where he himself, Johan Rupert, resides. And he says the most crime that is happening there is in the Cape Flats. And the Cape Flats, those are the gang killings, those are the gang fights that are killings there. Now, if you listen attentively to what John Rupert is saying, it's actually basically saying there is no farm murders, but there is murders that are happening, and we should be looking at the gangs that are killing each other at the Cape Flats. That is something that you should have picked up on that one, to say, why are we having these people that are coming here? Well, he went to show these videos and he showed about thousands. He says there's 1,000 people that were killed in the farms and all that. And those cars that were lined up on the road on a Sunday morning, one of these days, and they were actually in remembrance of those people that were killed in the farms. But we must remember that people that are killed in the farms, it's not only farm owners, there is farm workers that are murdered in those farms. We know that there's some of those killings that were happening in the farms that were the farm owners themselves killing the farm workers. You know, the one terrible one is the one that this guy fed those people to the pigs after killing them. We should remember that as well. And we should actually acknowledge that, yes, the farm owners are killed. Some of them were killed here in South Africa. We should not shy away from that. If there's any protection that the farm owners need, they should be granted. The farm workers need, they should be granted. Anybody should be granted protection from being killed prematurely. That's something that we need to look at as well. But what I do not understand is when Johan Rupert says we need Starlink to come to South Africa. I think Starlink needs to come through the right channels. If it does eventually come to South Africa, it should come through the right channels. Not somebody that he knows that is going to benefit from it when it comes here financially. Johan Rupert might benefit as well. I mean, these people are friends, these people are billionaires, these people are in the same business. Johan Rupert makes his money in investing in different businesses, and therefore he makes money. So with Starlink as well, he could have looked at something how he can benefit in terms of the investment there. If Starlink does come to South Africa, it should come in the right way. But you know, what I expected to hear the president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, respond to Donald Trump, it was when he was asked the question, why is Julius Malema not arrested for singing that song of "Kill the Boy, Kill the Farmer"? I expected Cyril Ramaphosa to explain to Donald Trump that this thing has been taken to court, it has been closed. We have discussed and we've understood it. And this struggle song, it was even sang in the ANC. Julius Malema did not start it, he did not formulate it, he did not compose it. He was in the youth league of the ANC. He comes with it from that part. They showed again the one for President Zuma, and where he's singing the very same song as well. And Johan Steenhuisen is saying that if the two parties, which is the EFF and the MK, gets power, there will be problem in South Africa. I think his party as well, if it gets power again, there will be problems in South Africa. Definitely, they have proved that before when they had National Party. You must remember that National Party was dissolved and the DA was born. And it was not DA first. They had a different name and they changed it to DA. But, you know, it's the very same people. You know, if I've got a house that is painted in green and later on I change it and I paint it yellow, it's still my house. It doesn't change the ownership just because I've changed the color. So that's what's happening with the DA. But in short, I just wanted to say that what my suspicion that Donald Trump will bring the cameras, will ambush our president, will ambush our delegations, it did happen, and that's what I expected. And but for somehow, I would just want to say that Cyril Ramaphosa did show his leadership skills when he answered some of those questions, because it seems like he went there prepared. He knew exactly what he was getting himself into, and he knows Donald Trump, what kind of a president he is or what kind of a person he is. But the one thing that I would like to see is to see Donald Trump now arriving in our shores and just coming here with the delegation, and maybe they can spend a week here and tell us exactly in which side of South Africa where there is genocide. They can't play a video of only Julius Malema singing, and they don't show a video of people being shot, being killed, and then they say there's genocide. There can't be genocide. They can't say there's a fight when people are having an argument. That's not a fight. If there's a fight, people must have fist fight or some kind of fight. Then we can say there is a fight. There's no genocide in the Republic of South Africa as we speak, but the land issue needs to be addressed, and the ground needs to be leveled, so that we can all be having ownership of the land. If somebody is harboring a land that is not using, let that portion that is not using be given to those who can use it, and the one that he is using, let us leave it as is. So if there is any farmer in South Africa that is using a land productively and making sure that our people are being employed and the government is getting taxes out of it, please leave that man to farm alone. Let that person continue to make money. But we can't have people fencing land that they are not using at all, and just they're saying that it's our land. You can't have hectares and hectares that are unused and you just keep it. If there is somebody that wants to use it for the benefit of this country, for the benefit of our economy, let that be taken and let that be given to those people. Of course, the due process should be followed when they do that. My name is RaseteloSir. I am your big brother. I just wanted to tell you that Donald Trump did exactly what I suspected. He ambushed our president. I love you and goodbye.